All right, welcome back, friends. Episode, what is it, 14 now? Battle Brothers. We are fully in rebuilding phase. Now, I'm still kind of reeling from episode 12 where we suffered all those losses. And I just want to take a moment just to kind of take stock of where we are, what we've got. So, what's good? What do we have going for us that's very good? I think so. The fact that we still have Tobit is encouraging. He's got 70 melee skill at level 7, which isn't great, but he is determined, so you can always add 10% onto that. His hit points are nice and high. His fatigue is terrible though. Oh, but great. I haven't even given him Brawny yet, although he'll get that at the next level. That's going to help his fatigue a lot. And at 8 we'll take Brawny. That's going to open up his fatigue. At 9 we'll take Recover. Then at 10 finally I can take a Weapon Specialization. And before you know it, he'll be able to start using this Great Axe in like a level or 2. JP Source. I've been thinking about these guys I've been labeling as Zweihanders, the guys who don't have great melee skill. And I'm thinking that maybe I want to level them towards using a longsword so they benefit from the plus accuracy just to offset their terrible melee skill. But I'm just wondering whether I'd be better off, instead of building them as a two-handed sword user, I build them as a spear specialist. I'm just thinking, how can I get the most out of a character that I don't have any long-term plans for, but will nevertheless, you know, I want to have them be as good as I can, as quickly as I can. And I'm just wondering whether I'm better off going for a spear specialist with quick hands and duelist, and then gets the plus 20 accuracy from the boar spear, and then the extra armor piercing from duelist. So if we just think that, okay, so a military spear is 35 to 40, 25 ignores armor, so with duelist that's half of that ignores armor, so we'd be doing almost 20 to 30 hit point damage per stab. That would then mean I don't need to take fearsome if I go the duelist route. That's something to think about. Hildrick, yeah, he'll be a decent raider with 53 melee skill. Okay, like I haven't decided what yet. I'm really not sure whether I want to go for the two-handed sword usage or the spear usage on my lads with the rubbish melee skill. Horse will be an okay archer, but the fact that he's got iron lungs is going to offset that. And yeah, he's already got fast adaptation. Eventually he'll have 2 large quivers with like 30 arrows. Romenko, yeah, he's definitely a Zweihander. He'll protect the outside flank. This is the main thing I'm feeling good about, is our outside flanks are protected by Underdog and Battle-Forged guys. Oh yes, I gave him Fortified Mind because he was originally going to be a sergeant. The Fortified Mind actually makes him decent then if he stands off by himself, because often they tend to get surrounded. Yeah. Well, anyways, I think we don't need to get too caught up in leveling strategies of guys this early on, because you can change things around. And actually, to make this point, let me load up my my offline campaign, which I've gotten to day 303 with, and I think illustrates the point quite nicely. So what I've got here is, I mean, playing in the offline campaign, I've allowed myself to save scum, because really I'm just trying to, you know, I'm trying to figure out what principles I want to employ, and leveling and whatnot. So like, if you look at Burke, the Axe Raider, I've put a star next to his name because I haven't given his perks perfectly. I gave him bags and belts, not realizing that they've changed it. The items placed in bags no longer give a penalty to maximum fatigue, but they've changed it, except for two-handed weapons and shields. So he's essentially missing a perk point. So if I look at one of my, like here's the other example of Balder, who was leveled up quote-unquote properly. So I mean, I had to give him Colossus, but instead of bags and belts, I was able to give him footwork, which Burke doesn't have. And footwork is so important for these frontline lads because they needed to be able to get into range to maximize the AoE swing, or to use a sword and hit a ghost, for example. So these guys on the front lines, like Roger. I don't know why the hell I gave him fast adaptation. The Sword Raider. I'm just looking for one of these guys who's a raider who doesn't have Colossus. The thing about my raiders on the front line is also, like, I gave him dodge for some reason. I've screwed that up. But anyway, okay, long story short, the point I'm trying to make is that you've got all these guys who have loads of problems with how you've leveled them or aren't as good as you'd like them to be. But once you have a stable backbone of like 3 very competent archers like I have here, and you have a good bannerman and a good sergeant, so you can fight against, you know, geists and whatnot with no problem. Guys like this, where's he, my level 6 guy, Cunibert? He's got all the stats he needs. This is great. And the change to training experience makes leveling up particular brothers in the late game a lot easier. Because at level 1 I could take student, level 2 up to quick hands, so he always has a shield out and he can still use a pike. And then you can just keep him going with training experience. I mean, I'm trying to think how long he's been with the company. He's leveled up pretty damn quick. He's hit level 6 in 32 days, which I think is pretty quick if you consider he hasn't been in most of the fights. So this sort of setup is what I'm looking to get towards for our online campaign, with a few tweaks, of course. So, axe users on the open flanks. On the inside flanks here, eventually I want that to be a hammer raider. Then it wouldn't actually be a dagger master. This dagger guy would be another hammer user. And then it's sword, mace, and sword. On the downside with the two-handed maces, I don't like how they're not great against AoE. You can only ever kill like 2 enemies in a turn if Berserk procs. But it's all about strike down as far as I'm concerned for high-level dangerous enemies. Strike a heavy blow intended to capacitate, and I think it stuns for 2 turns. So that's bloody great, like in an orc fight or something. A lot of orcs are stun immune. Anyway, the other principle is here I'm just waiting for my, where is he? My Fletcher to create a masterwork bow. I've got 3 bowmen here. When I have the full setup, it would be the bannerman in the middle and then 4 archers at the back, depending on what the enemy is. And then in terms of the reserves, we've got two bowmen and we've got a shield breaker. So in certain fights, when I don't want to have any archers whatsoever, I can have it look like that. So where's my sergeant? Bannerman, sergeant, shield breaker in the middle, and the 2 bullmen. Like this would be my undead invasion setup. I wouldn't bother with archers. Okay, enough talk. Drowned men. Okay. Guys, let me know how you feel about this theorizing. I tried to not do this at the beginning of episodes. I don't like how an episode starts and then it's 15 minutes before we actually do anything, but frankly, I feel like it's important for me because look at like what went wrong in episode 12. I just kind of dived into it and forgot where I was in terms of the strength of my brothers. So I don't think it's important just to spend a few minutes, not too many there, but spend a few minutes just talking and thinking and get yourself back into where you are with your group of brothers, especially if, like me, you have an offline and an online campaign going on at the same time, where there's a big disparagement between the strength of the 2 companies. Like, if I play my test subjects where everyone has full armor and level 11, they're super strong, and then I then load up this team and forget to realize how weak this team actually is, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble, as I did. Okay, this poisoned oil is nice. Year-old. He's got such good potential, this lad. The night blindness sucks, but what can you do? Okay. Before I look here, what ambition are we working towards? I think I've visited all of the... Okay, right, the attachments. I've visited all of the cities. And I think House Winterhall, by default on this map, is just going to be the house that we look to ally with, just because they have the best trade resources. We've made what we need to make here. We're going to keep our eyes open to see if we can't get more armor attachments. Always got to keep our eyes peeled for that. But that's nice and cheap. I love this map. Hang on, is that a reinforced Hauberk for 2,500? That is so cheap. We have to buy that as soon as we can and slap an attachment onto it. Although right now, I think it's actually justifiable to chuck this double mail onto the male Hauberk. It's gonna really ruin his fatigue, but what the hell. 170 armor is decent. Now how many upgrades is that? That's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4, 5, it's 6. Okay, awesome, that's our ambition done. Delivery, where to? A day's travel for 710? Awesome. And we were able to pick up some copper as well. Where are we going? Ungwasser. When you took command of the company, it was a ragtag band of men clinging for life, an ad hoc assembly of sellswords stitched together with nothing if not sheer stubbornness and absolute contempt for common sense. Now you watch as the men walk around like frayed revenants of an unworldly wild, their armor adorned with hideous scalps and pelts and bones, the ill-shapen recreation of conquest fitted such that others may know the drowned men could not be sorted by any measure known to the earth, whether it be monster or man. Lovely bit of writing there. That deserves a sip of tea, I think. The company gains renown. A bunch of us are in good spirit. Resting a small hill. See a caravan of people along the road. They're trundling down the path with pots and pans, clicking along the wagon sides, children swinging their legs off the edges, women at the front bidding the draft animals forward with sharp whippings. Men march together, looking at a map and arguing over it, gesticulating in different directions to show a difference in geographic opinion. And then, rolled up the road, beyond the traveller's eyes, are a few goblins laying in the grass. Mushy Thornface sees them too and comments, "We'd best get down there, sir, before there's a slaughter." Or, we let the goblins make their move, then we swoop in and clean up the mess. Easier to fight them when they're tangled up, no? My gut feeling is we attack now, because I want to be the good guy. But we're so weak, and it's daytime. So I think to be smart, we wait for goblins to attack, then we charge. You order the men to wait for the right moment. When the peasants march further down the road, the goblins waylaid them with a volley of poisoned arrows. The arguing men go down. Arrows stuck in their chests, muscles stiffening, faces drawn taut as the poison courses through. A few other men grab the reins from their wives and steer the wagons around. Some stand guard, a bunch of pitchfork-carrying farmers for a rear guard, but they don't last long in the face of the dishonorable gobbos. Seeing that the goblins are scattered in their attack, you order the drowned men to begin its own ambush. This could still be super difficult, and we still might have to run away. By the way, never encountered this mission before. The 19 verse 11, so that's 11 goblins. And these little caravan peasants and... oh god, they're not going to last. Actually, the fact that so many of them are wolf riders is actually encouraging, because I don't actually find wolf riders that bad. It's the little archers that I hate with every fiber of my being. I think the first things first, yeah lads, grab this high ground if you can. Hilderic, just get up there, boys. Maintain a straight line here if you can. Horse to my archer. I don't actually want to put him straight into contact with that wolf rider. 19 defense, 145 armor. That wolf rider alone will wreck his armor in a single turn. But I kind of don't see any other option. I certainly can't have the wolf rider close in on my exposed back line. Okay, Mushy Thornface being there as well kind of helps. I'm not sure at all about this fight, but What we have going for us is the fact that we are right in the corner of the map. So a retreat should be relatively simple. Haha, now we... See how dangerous these bloody things are. They do so much armor-piercing damage. Because they don't carry shields, so they all have duelists, I think. I think we do well to flee here if we can. So what you do here in a situation like this, where you've got one guy in trouble, like JP Source, and he's surrounded by two other guys, you give him shield wall, and the guys next to him you don't. So then this Wolf Rider is more likely to attack Hilderic, because Hilderic's defense value will be lower than JP Source's. Now here we're going to wait. Flamenco's going to shield bash this gobbo back, and then Tostig will move in. Great shot, Gerald. Well done, mate. Well done. I think we go for the surround here as quick as we can. Great stabbing, Mushy. I need to wait for Kaber to stab and then move away, because Baoshi needs to get in closer. Actually, if I bash this guy back, he's likely to go here, which still puts Elanderion in melee range, so fuck it, just go for the attacks. All these little gobbos, the ambushes are a real concern. But it is worth bearing in mind that the goblins will flee once it's clear that we are winning. You can almost always count on the goblins to flee. Well done, Baoshi. So, even though there's 9 of them, we're not going to have to kill all 9. Fuck's sake. Cut down JP Source. Okay, friends, pray for brain damage. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Running away from my high ground. Well, maybe it is the right thing to do. I mean, the other option is I stay on the high ground, wait for the wolf riders to hit me, but then that's going to give me all that time for the ambushes to just keep peppering us with arrows. Let's keep charging, let's keep putting pressure on these ambushes, force them to spend action points to move. And every action point they spend moving is an action point they're not spending shooting arrows. And is it dog time? It may well be. The dogs are going to get cut to ribbons by all of these wolf riders. Any dogs I release, certainly at this point, are pretty much guaranteed dead. No, Duran, you can stay here. There's going to be wolf riders in range that you can shoot at. Thank God he didn't stab. He didn't do that armor-piercing stab. Shit, this is scary. Bloody gobbos. Disgusting little fucks. Die! Form up, men. Shield wall. Damn it, Tostig. poison's the worst. Would release that dog now. I think now's the time. It's because this right flank seems to be more secure than the left flank. Releasing a dog on the left flank would guarantee it dies. Like, problem is Grey Fang now is going to run at those wolf riders and get caught by them. I think now is the time to make a run at their ambushes. Okay, that's interesting, the fact that the wolf riders are maneuvering that much. That's a problem, clearly. A very, very brave 1, 2, 3, 4. Just deciding whether I stand and shoot or run. I think I accept the fact that Grey Fang is probably dead, and I keep everyone together. Great shot, Gerald. Okay, so Mushy Thornface and Gerald and Tobit will run at and run down those ambushes. Everyone else, readjust. Cover Elendarion. Nice. That little dagger piercing skill is so fucking scary when used against your guys. It's happened to me a couple times in the years that I've been playing Battle Brothers, where you can have like a high level guy like this with 81 hit points, and then this dude just dagger stabs straight through the armor. And one shot, or two shots then technically. It's not a one shot, it's a two shot. Shot in Endarion. Yeah, who's a good boy, Matt? Who's a good boy? Yeah, Tostic, you're gonna keep this Wolf Rider off of Baushi and Elendarion. Freeze up everyone else. Damn it, Tobit! Lucky boy. That's a brave dog. And there you go, their morale breaks. Well, their morale didn't even break, they just decided to run. Got Gerald. I forget, Gerald has that 61 melee accuracy. Rather nice. He's going to be a super interesting archer once his level gets up higher, because, I mean, he's going to have great accuracy as an archer, proper, but then if he gets caught in melee range with his 60 accuracy, he could be able to use a spear quite well to defend himself. Oh, great thing. Stay alive, buddy. We're coming. We're coming. This is when adrenaline would have been so useful, but the problem with adrenaline is it uses so much fatigue. I said it's over there because I didn't want that new turn to start. And then we have our dog get killed. The JP source survived, but traumatized. We'll take a look at his numbers. I might just give him fortified mind to offset his traumatized and hang on to him. Reminds me, looking at the range defense, at something else my offline campaign taught me. Eventually, once you have a full group of 7 lads up front, you need to take a look at all of their respective ranged defenses and make sure it's all exactly the same number. Whatever it is, it just needs to be the same. What you want to avoid is having one guy on the front who has lower range defense than anybody else, because then when you get into those prolonged archery battles, all the enemy archers will just focus down the one guy who has the lowest range defense. Whereas if they all have the same, it forces the AI to just choose different targets. What is I going to give him? Oh yeah, brawny. 13 fatigue, it's a big difference for him. Bam. His thorn face, this Feyunder. Oh, that is horrible resolve. I think for these Feyunder guys, we'll give them gifted. Try to get them as useful as possible, as quickly as possible. Then on the next level, we give him Brawny. He's got then the hit points he needs. And then we can go back for student. Oh, hit points are too low. And given that he's dumb, I have to take student at level 1 to offset that. Oh, these +1s killing me. I don't really have any choice though, I kind of have to. I think we have a plausible longsword user here. Even right now. He's got the quick hands, he's got Battle Forged, that underdog. I mean, this is going to exhaust him, but it'll be just for the next level. I mean, when he hits level 9, we can take... Yeah, we'll take Sword Mastery just to offset the huge fatigue reduction and the minus to hit chance, which doesn't help either. We'll try that out for a bit. The Great Axe, he certainly doesn't have the accuracy for that yet. I'm going to hang on to these Goblin Skewers because they weigh so little and they are useful for putting down a decent little spear wall. Notched blades are interesting. So 20 to 30 damage as opposed to 15 to 35. And notched blades are super interesting because you see, so that stab, whereas that is slash. So for a normal brother, you'd prefer the dagger, but if you've got someone who is going to have sword mastery, then a notched blade is better because slash part of it gets reduced and gets the benefits of sword mastery. The fatigue gets reduced. Although puncture doesn't. Puncture is still governed by dagger mastery. Who are my spy unders? Episource. What's the dagger situation here on everyone? Wooden sticks on the flanks, yep. Dagger, yep. Okay, bandages. And For someone like Van Thorn, you can even plausibly have him carry the Cruel Falchion, or no, even better, the Goblin Skewer. Perfect. So if he gets caught in melee range, he's got the plus 20 accuracy and he's got the shield. Maybe we do the same here for Baoshi. God, that's dreadful. And it only costs him a single fatigue point. Or no, nothing, because they have the bags and belts perk. I'm slowly starting to get encouraged by the damage and the numbers provided by our ninjas. Right, these are terrible. 25 to 40 damage, 40 to 60, 35, 65. Still, we will hang on to all of those goblin weapons. Because, yes, they do less damage, but the reduced fatigue numbers are excellent. Then when we're up against battles where I want everyone using either spears or either swords, then it's good to use those. The scattered remains of the travelling peasants slowly emerge out of the strewn battlefield. An old man shakes your hand. Thank you, sir. Had you not happened upon us, we would have all been green meat. But before he can let your hand go, another younger man springs over, pointing with a finger. Hell with that, old man. I saw that bastard up on the hill, just watching the whole time. He left us out as bait. The old man yanks his hand back. But I'll be. May you experience all the hell, sellsword. Like you give a shite. You tell the old man that anything you find is yours. If they want to protest, they can stick their mouth at the end of a blade for all you care. Piss off, bloody peasant! Oh, you heard that, didn't you? Why give way? Help! Help! I'm being repressed! Oh shit, hang on. Come and see the violence now in the system. Reminds me, do we have a Fletcher? We need to get a Fletcher in the ranks. Wait, Gerald needs to be renamed. We have a couple more guys that need to be renamed. Let's see. Next up, Sog. After Sog, DK Jr. Lot of new faces here. Mordinate. Arno. Welcome, Arno, another veteran of many campaigns. And that's it. Then next up we got Balloonsky, and then I need to go through the comments to get more names. Unless there's the whole second page of names. Good lord. So Balloonsky, Bobbins, Alvarin, Thesmar, Don Juan, Mazuma, Ad Paling, Spunk Meyer, Padden Fenn, Michael Stubbs, Ronan, Mr. Bollocks, Yes Man, Derp Derp, Samo Lothbrock, Prinny Brother. Just a few more horrible slaughters like in episode 12, and who knows, you might get your presence in this campaign yet. Oh, that's good profit. Crossbows. Do I keep the crossbows? I think I'm going to actually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I should have kept those. I need 8 and 9 for some of the backline guys. Nope. The bull means he's going to have probably strong or tough or something like that, but I don't want to spend that money right now. Let's take a quick look. I'm just going to put my ninjas to one side for the moment. Arnar will be an archer, as will Anandarion, as will Morden. We've got the back line. That does mean that I'm looking for 2 more frontline lads, because I need 1 more to take that position, plus a spare. We are actually in the market for 2 more frontline brothers. But are we right now though? I think yes, because eventually I'm going to have my ninjas used situationally. We'll probably only end up using them when we're up against high armor enemy targets. The Gerald for the Bull is tempting, but that's an awful lot of money. Strong is nice, but Fear of Greenskins is... That tells me he's not going to have long-term potential. The Scholar is nice. He's probably going to be smart. But we already have a Monk. The second Monk couldn't hurt. But the thing is, he's not going to be decent on the front line though. I mean, Fearless is great, but Irrational is kind of terrible. But quick. Ooh. Nice. A star in melee skill and bright. And he's got decent hit points. Okay, good. Right, so what was that next name? Balloonski. How do you spell that? How we level him, I'm not quite sure. I might actually make him a mace master. We do need a mace specialist. So if we think about the way my test subjects, that offline group looked, and we compare them to this one, in the offline campaign I had 2 bowmen. I think instead of the bowmen I'll just have my 2 ninjas. So the ninjas I think will still be pretty damn good against the undead because of the damage that the throwing weapons will do. I can just imagine them ripping through armor. Linsky will be a mace user and then eventually he can go there. I still need 1 reservist for the front line though. 14 brothers, yeah, we can get 1 more. You don't have to do it right now though. Cash money. Keep it coming. That's also a good mission. We can do that. What is this? A camp of goblins is going to be too hard. That's fighting a bunch of raiders at... well, we'll have to fight them at night. I think it's pretty doable, actually. I'll probably leave Balloonsky behind for this one. I mean, as a new guy, I might want to give him lessons and then just have him use a pike. But that being said, 57 melee skill with a pike is actually better. Yeah, unfortunately my 2 ninjas are not going to be seeing much action until the undead crisis hits, or until we fight super heavily armored enemies like orcs. Fresh cool breeze is blowing today, and you feel like it's a good time for the drowned men to start something new. Call the men together around. What do we tell them? We can take on the greenskin invasion. We can save up 7,500 to expand the cart, which is tempting. This is quite easy. We can set aside skirmishes for now and seek to defeat a group of at least a dozen. I mean, we can find a group of like a dozen undead, get that ambition very easily and very quickly. I'm going to wait around until night time. I think fighting against marksmen in the day, as we know, is a recipe for dead brothers. And Arion, yep, you've got Fangshire. Wondering whether I give kite shields to everyone up front. I mean, yes, it ruins fatigue, but the extra range defense is super important. Everyone is using swords and spears anyway, which aren't terribly fatigue intensive. I really want to get my hands on a Dane axe. And I think that money, it might actually be a good buy right now. I think I can justify buying it outright because, I mean, in 98 days we haven't come across raiders that have been able to give us one, which has been unlucky. Quick armor check, okay, we're all good for armor. That hammer is scary. I'm liking this armor, I want this armor, but that's too very, like there's a lot of very high damaging scary weapons here. This is great because I wanted to move forward anyway. Kremenka, I think, yeah, shield up. Let these guys attack into your shield wall the next turn, and then we'll attack there. There are some scary weapons here, it's a lot of damage. And bear in mind, this lad can split like that and like that, so these two squares aren't safe. There we go, speak of the devil. So, who do I shoot at here? I think we can kiss their armor goodbye. This is far too dangerous of a setup to justify trying to go for their armor. I want to go there and get that stab in, but... oh no. If his initiative is higher than that raider, I could be able to stab and get away, but I can't take that chance. It's just too dangerous. Oh, thank goodness. Any one of those two hammer swings could have wrecked his armor. Ow, fucking hell. Okay, Junior, one single shot and he gets a broken leg. I suppose he is a level 1, to be fair. Nah, gotta try to get him out of there. Best way is to kill this dude and knock that one back. That hand shot is bloody great for us. Oh, I was really hoping I would have had well, again, footwork. This is why footwork is so important. Don't see us killing this guy this turn. Taunt would have been useful here. Well, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's actually stupid of me. I thought, no, cool, let me get this marksman in melee range, but now JP Source is in melee contact with that raider and height disadvantage against that Dane axe. That was dumb. I just have to hope that shot misses. I could try and move away. Effectively, it's the same. I mean, either he gets a swing at me and kills me, or I try to move away and he kills me. I may as well get the stab off and get the damage off. Damn it! Didn't realize that split there. Okay, DK Jr., I hope you can block us with your shield. What's your melee defense? 29. Good luck, DK Jr. He survived, but the other two got hit. Damn. Sakes. And now Inandarion picks that time to start missing his shots. JP Source is in trouble. This is the hard thing with having so many low-level guys now. They are going to take a lot of these hits in these fights. Goodness for that. I'll knock this nerd away and then try to take that position up. Okay, the morale breaking is encouraging, and I think because we've got two stabs here, better off. See, if both of those were body shots, it would have killed that raider. A little unlucky. Rip. JP Source. But if we can get that Dane axe, then that'll be worth it. Shot Kremenko. Oh, nice headshot. DK Jr. is alive, if you can believe it. Please, Orange Jesus, just give us that Dane axe and this fight will be worth it. Oh. He didn't drop the axe, so no axe for us. Rip, JP Source. Another short-lived career. Oof, that's a lot of injuries. I mean, good money at least. Where was that new level 1? Balloonsky, I'm sorry mate, but you need to go onto the front line. As an archer, he needs bullseye, but I want him to level in quicker. Sergeant Leothan. It's not 8. He'll get there. He'll get there. I think I don't turn down the +3. Establish that. Okay, he's got the quick hands. He's got the rotation. Now my sergeants actually, I like to make X specialists because from the back line they can use a Danax. Only I had a Danax. I don't know if I take the X specialization right now. I mean, you can always get that later. Zerk is an option, but terrible melee skill. Steelbrow as a bit of insurance. Street. Yeah, I think we've established that I can't put it off any longer. I'm gonna have to try to buy a Danax now, and happily we have the money. Oh, look at that! Incroyable. I think he actually doesn't even need fast adaptation. I mean, if he keeps hitting 5 every level for the next 8, he's gonna have 90 odd. At level 11, he's going to be amazing. That broken leg is going to take forever to heal up. Here as we that. Ouchie, 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 ouchie. The longsword was great though. In that fight. I think next level on Kremenko, as tempting as it is to take Recover or Zerk, I think we saw in that fight work would have been so much more important. I actually see Kremenko as a decent ghost hunter, you know, when he's fighting against ghosts. He's going to have the fortified mind to help keep him strong against their screams. Then he'll have footwork, get near them, and a spy hunter to hopefully hit them on the back line. That's encouraging. Right, so two-handed flail, that arming sword I could justifiably maybe give. Here we go, like Mushy Thornface has over 60 melee skill. Okay. I'm just thinking whether that mission was worth it considering we had someone die there. I digress for a moment. I want to see if this is some zombies I can fight. Oh, well, they went back home. Damn. Okay. I think generally speaking, like if I take a fight and lose one person, whether or not it is horrible for the overall playthrough depends on who it is. Like if I lose anyone with long-term potential, like Tobit, that's disastrous. Or Balloonsky. Or Sog. But like if I lose Mushy, anyone who doesn't have a star in their respective most important skill, then I shouldn't be too concerned about it. Ooh, that is super tempting. An eagle-eyed witch hunter. He's expensive. But a witch hunter is a very cool background to have, and he's going to have extra ranged skill. But then he's really only likely to be potentially a decent archer, and I already have 3 archers. Bucket. Eugene? Tired. Please don't be crap. He's utterly crap. That's super unlucky. That gives him extra range, but I don't think it adds extra range to like a crossbow, for example. we took a gamble, it didn't pay off. That's 1,200 gold, straight up wasted. He doesn't have any potential as an archer. I think we just tuck him on the front line. I already have a bannerman and a sergeant. We could try something a little bit different. We could try something really crazy, like, I mean, especially because he's got such high initiative. Okay, so this will be a, well, it would be a sword master, but we call him a spear master. I'm just hoping that what he's going to be good at is using his spear with duelist, so like a spear duelist. And who was next on our list? Bobbins. Bobbins 1 year. He is famously 1 year. If you remember his presence in one of the previous campaigns, he was probably one of the best shield breakers we ever had. Died too soon. Okay, so that's the reserve I wanted for the front line. But do I use him right now, I wonder? I think I do. I'm going to hang on to this Witch Hunter's hat. It's actually 40 armor for 0 fatigue is really good. I think it's particularly important that I go into some dodgy builds, maybe even for the backline, like my bannermen. I think I might actually be better off going for nimble, because you can get decent damage reduction on like mail with the way they've changed it. Particularly if my backline guys, like my sergeant, are going to be using axe mastery. I want them to have higher initiative and thus act sooner in the turn order than my frontline guys. Okay. So overall, good episode. We're okay for food. That's nice and cheap mushrooms. We'll sell this stuff when we get back into the main city. Okay team, so steady progress being made. The road to recovery. Long and difficult, but for the foreseeable future we're just going to be running around this circle here, doing missions, buying resources, getting as wealthy as we can. I hate to say it, but a lot of brothers are going to die in the next 2 months, but as long as they are the ones who don't have long-term potential, that's not the end of the world. Okay friends, thanks for watching. This is the Drowned Men, day 99. We're about to have our 100-day anniversary. Yeah, thanks for watching friends, see you next time.